What is up, everyone? It's Kim coming to you from the basement this morning. You may be asking yourself, why are we coming from the basement this morning? Let me show you. So this morning we're gonna start stabilizing our wood blanks. Okay, so I still have my wood blanks in my airtight container. I haven't taken them out yet. We'll do that here in a minute. I have my bucket. I have my cactus juice, I have my chamber back here, and I'll kind of talk about why we're doing it in the basement as we mix up our cactus juice. So if you're not familiar with cactus juice, it's a stabilizing resin. Everybody kind of uses it as the industry standard for stabilizing wood blanks. It comes with a resin and an activator. So I'm gonna mix and kind of talk about it while we're going. But the reason we're mixing the cactus juice in the basement is because we never want the cactus juice to get over 85 degrees once it is activated, okay? And then in most basements, we're in the winter right now, so it's not gonna get above even 65 degrees whatsoever. And even in the summer, it doesn't get above 75. So you want to make sure to keep it below 85 through the entire process. So that means mixing it, storing it, putting it in the chamber the whole time. So that's kind of why we're doing it down here. So all I did is I mixed some of the main resin into the activator because it's a pretty thick substance. So we're just gonna pour it in here for a second. Let it drip. So there you go. We're gonna shake it up a little bit. But yeah, once this is activated, most of the time it's good for up to a year. So I love this stuff. If the cactus juice guy is watching, I love your stuff. But we're gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna write the date on it just so I know. My chamber. So the way I have my chamber set up is I have it connected here, and then I have my pump on the floor. The main reason I keep the pump on the floor and away from the chamber is because if anybody knows anything about pumps, they produce a lot of heat, can make a bunch of noise. I have a rubber mat, so it kind of dampens the noise. I got this off Amazon. I know there's other better chambers out there, but just couldn't afford it. But I do highly recommend a tempered glass top when using cactus juice. It is a little more expensive, but it's worth the money. So we have our chamber, and then for our bucket, I have a fish tank. I'm just using a regular old bucket that will work for my pen blanks, and just a piece of plastic, okay? I just cut out a piece of like a painter's roller tray, cut it out to fit this, put some holes in it, and then I just have a couple of screws that I'll set on top. That's mainly just to keep everything submerged. So just real quick, I probably overkill sealing these, but I really don't want a bunch of air to get into them. I've already spent, a couple days making the actual blanks, and then a whole day drying them. So your time is worth a lot, so set yourself up for success. Alright, so I got everything inside the chamber. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do with what you got. I got a weighted ball and some screws here, keeping everything down. So we'll get pull and vacuum here, and I'll talk a little bit about what we're looking for. So what I'm gonna look for, I'm gonna turn this pump on. We'll have both the valves open. Let me swing this around here. So, like I said, we have our pump hooked up. We'll have both our valves open. What we'll do is we'll turn the pump on, and I'll slowly start closing the the left side, the air outlet valve, until I start seeing bubbles. I don't want it to overflow. We'll start pulling pressure, and we're gonna leave the pump running the entire time. We're gonna go till all the bubbles are gone. So what we're wanting to do here, as we all remember from science class, or if you don't remember from science class, pressure wants to move from an area of high pressure to low. Okay, so right now we have very low pressure above the wood and high pressure in the wood. So what we're gonna do when we pull vacuum is we're gonna start creating an area of equilibrium, right? Because everything wants to be in balance when it's in nature. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull vacuum until we create equal pressure, and then I'll talk about how that works, getting the cactus juice into the wood once we come back. I crank this guy up. All we want to make sure we don't do is overflow it, okay? That's the main thing. So just take your time, take it easy. We're gonna let this go till there's absolutely no more bubbles coming out, and then we'll release the pressure and I'll talk about what it does then.